Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use QMK to configure the RGB on your keyboards, specifically for the Inland V83P or the MK75 Pro Barebones, your 75% Inland generic brand keyboard. If you've just built one, just should be a relatively straightforward way for you guys to do this. So first, we're going to start off using QMK. So we'll go to QMK, and we'll go to the configurator. And the first thing you want to do is find your keyboard. So we're going to go Inland V83P. The reason I'm making this video, by the way, is because this keyboard was advertised to be VIA compatible, and it no longer supports this keyboard. So you're going to have to find another means to do it. Alright, so once we're on QMK configurator, you should see that the layer 0 is the one we're on here. So if we click that, we're selected on layer 1. If you really want, you can change this, but it's pretty useless other than for aesthetics. Another thing, before I go too far, you're going to want to download Zadig. And so just whatever the latest version for you guys is, 2.9 here. And lastly, we are going to need, actually I can go from this website, the QMK toolbox. And so 0.3.3 is the latest in this example. You can go for the beta if you really want to. I would just personally take a firmware that's developed and not in beta, so that I don't have to deal with any of the bugs, but it's completely up to you what you decide to do. Alright, once we have all this stuff downloaded, since I'm specifically going to be talking about RGB key mapping, you can do what other keybinds you'd like for the layers now as well, and then when we get to the flashing part, you'll be able to just do it all collectively. So if we go to keyboard settings, you'll see there's some RGB light settings here. And what I am going to do is pick some keys that I generally don't use. And so we will set the random mouse button key here to be our backlight toggle. This will toggle it through all the modes. So just for example, since I've already configured it, you can see pressing this key will toggle through all the modes until you get back to where you were. I've also gone ahead and bound these G keys, function keys, whatever you want to call them, to hue up and hue down for the page up and page down, just so you can change the color. So we can do this, and then here for these two keys, I think I had brightness settings, and if you guys have already messed with this when it was compatible with VIA or VIA, whatever you want to call it, you'll know that it is very bright, and it's actually very difficult to see the keys in a darker room or like a poorly lit environment. So I wanted to be able to adjust the brightness just in case I'm a degen and it's like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. I'm trying to game with the lights off, burn my retinas. So I go ahead and bound these keys to brightness. And so you can just go ahead and do it however you want to do it, obviously, is going to be the best way. And this is also the same way. So this is your ANSI keyboard configuration. This is the ISO. Most people probably don't have this massive enter key and like this layout, but it doesn't really matter. So ANSI, and then you're going to go pick whatever layers and keybinds you want to do for each of those respective layers. Once you're done with your keyboard formatting, customization, whatever you wanted to do, we're going to click compile keymap here. So you'll get the potato or the yam. I'm not really sure what it is or what the shtick is, but QMK does like to point out fun facts about potatoes here at the top of the screen. Potatoes belong to a small family, the nightshade or the Solanaceae family. And And so we'll just wait for this. Additionally, once, well, I suppose while we're doing this, you can open up your Zadig. There's my mouse, there it is. Yep. And so this is what we're going to use to make sure that our drivers are up to date. You're going to want to open this when your keyboard's in bootloader mode. So mine's obviously not. But to do that, you're going to hold the escape key. This is exclusive. There's a bunch of different ways to do it on all kinds of different keyboards based on the chip inside the PCB. For this specific keyboard, you're going to hold escape, unplug it. Okay, I'll just demonstrate. Unplug the keyboard. You'll get the device notification noise, and then plug it back in. You'll hear it beep again. Let go, and it should be completely black. No backlighting or anything on here. Now, at this point, we won't be able to use the keyboard since it's in bootloader mode. But then we can open up, maybe it's on my desktop here. Unfortunately not. I actually can't type anything. Well, so you would open up Zadig at that point, and then you're going to boot your... Yeah, this is going to piss me off. This is exactly why I had to change it. So yeah, then we can update your driver, boot Zadig. It'll show something here, driver. Maybe you don't have any drivers. Either way, it should find the correct drivers, and you're going to just go ahead and install it. So once you're done with that, then we can finally get to the juice, the meat and potatoes. We're going to go to QMK Toolbox, open this bad boy up. Now, to verify that you have put your keyboard into bootloader mode, not only should all the keys just be black, but you'll see in QMK Toolbox when you put it into bootloader mode, that we get this little yellow text here that says device connected, undefined vendor. If it says no drivers, it might still try to flash, but it probably won't work. There's a very good chance that it won't flash. So that's why we have to do the Zadig step first. You want to make sure that this keyboard has drivers and that they are properly installed. So once we're finished with that, we go to our compiled file that we just finished, and we'll download the firmware for this flashing. Then we can go to the File Explorer in here, local file, open, whichever one of these it was, and if you have auto flash checked and there's a file here, it'll automatically flash, and it'll tell you if it was successful or if it wasn't successful. So just for the sake of it, we'll do this again, because I'm pretty sure this should be the same keybinds. Right, so if auto flash is highlighted, it'll auto flash. If not, just click flash. It'll go through here, and just like that, flash completed. Alright, at this point, you should be pretty much finished with the process. You can go ahead and close out of here, unplug your keyboard, and plug it back in to get it out of bootloader mode, and then test your keys. Looks like it works to me. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Wait, is this not even the right one? Okay, this is it. Here we go. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. I hope this helped. It actually took me quite a bit to figure this out, or why VIA wasn't working. I just built a new desktop, and my previous one had the JSON file for the inline keyboards, and it did work with VIA, but for whatever reason, something's changed and it's not supported anymore, or at least it's not in the list of supported VIA tools. So if you come here, you'll see it'll say searching for devices, and then if you try and do it in browser, it'll just say searching devices or none available. So it is pretty brutal. You can still use it for the key tester, but you can't do key mapping or anything, so it's essentially useless. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Hope you have a great day and enjoy key mapping your brand new keyboards.